Hello, I'm Colton Nolan, and right now I'm interviewing Miles Schumann, my grandpa, who grew up in Upper Bucks County and is 73 years old. Interviewing him about the American dream and how he has lived it. So, Grandpa,
Yeah.
how did you view the American dream when you came of age?
The American dream when I got out of high school was to get a good job and maybe even in a factory. There was more of them here then. And if you could get in the union, that was good because then they couldn't jerk you around and get a home of your own and and a stake and try to move on up a little higher.
Very well.
That was it. Yeah, that was it. And see, when I was coming up, we all were, well, most people, except the conservatives, the rest of us were eagerly looking towards the future because President Kennedy, a very young and vigorous president, he was president then. And we thought that, and part of this is imbued in the space race, and I remember very well that, we saw a positive future because that was so new then, and we didn't know where it was going to wind up. Now, on the other side of this, though, because I'm a great believer in Plato, the ancient Greek philosopher, golden mean, you have two sides. We were also in the Cold War then. And this was very serious because we were then very much adversaries with Russia.
Right.
And this came to head in 1962 in the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Right.
So they put missiles, the Russians did. First of all, the Cubans had corrupt government for years. So a young, dynamic, a visionary named Fidel Castro, took over. And against his better judgment, because Kennedy was young, he let the military sway him. So Castro took over. So they thought, and the old military heads and the John Bolton, now he's in, hardliner, said, we got to stop this. So they had what they call a Bay of Pigs invasion. And it flopped.
Really?
Oh, we were humiliated. And we got our asses kicked. We did. And this is a hard start to John Kennedy's presidency.
Really?
Yeah. But then, all right. So then the Bay of Pigs failed in 1961, and the Russians were set in there good, so they were emboldened. And they started, everybody was afraid of nuclear war because that's how World War II stopped. Nagasaki and Hiroshima. So we were scared of it. We all were. Well, so Jack Kennedy said, well, I know we were flummoxed in the Bay of Pigs, but now he said, this is going too far.
Right.
And they had the Cuban Missile Crisis. It was in October, right around my birthday. And it was so important that we all in our school were taken into the auditorium.
Really?
In place of assembly. And they had TV there to play this. It was that important. And I remember who was sitting to the right, and he was, because he was strictly for Kennedy, because he was a Catholic. Jim Bromwell sat next to me, and he was really worried. He, not only that we might get nuked, but because Khrushchev was their president, and although he was something they would fly us out in a heartbeat.
Really?
Oh hell yeah, yeah. So yeah, he was really worried, Jim Bromwell. Yeah, I remember sitting there, and we all sat there. It was a long assembly, and watched this. When what he did was, see, he had been a Navy veteran, so naturally he thought that way, President Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, all right, and he gave an address about this. He said, we're going to have a naval blockade of Cuba. You know, if they've got missiles in there now, well, I don't know what's going to happen to that, but they're not bringing any more over here. And it was push come to shove.
Really?
Oh yeah, big time. And Khrushchev relented.